Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the Soviet Yak-7B sitting at 2.3 battle rating. Definitely an interesting plane to fly at this battle rating. Not because it is excellent or the best plane that is in the game or in a certain role. It's not spectacular in any of the roles. But it is a very solid jack of all trades that is decent to good in all three of the roles. And that makes this plane a plane to very fluently transition from one flight style to the next, which gives a veteran pilot a lot of possibilities and a beginning pilot a lot of forgiveness from the plane. A mistake doesn't necessarily kill you. This is a forgiving plane when it comes to flying, so it's both good for beginners for that reason and for veterans, because the plane really gives you a lot of leeway into all the shenanigans that you know that you can pull off, let's say. The maximum speed in this plane at sea level is 506 kilometers an hour. This plane doesn't have WEP, so that's it with 506 at sea level, 460 at 4,500 meters, and finally she can go up to 395 kilometers an hour at 6,500 meters. Now that's decently fast. It's not the fastest plane around, but she has some speed on her. In up tiers it's going to be a little less pronounced, of course. There's a lot of planes that are going to be faster, but at down tiers it's definitely a fast plane, especially below 3000 meters. The top speed in a dive is 649 kilometers an hour, and before she redlines, and 710 to 730 before she rips apart. Now I have these speeds without Mach, and they are measured in indicated airspeed. The control stiffening in this plane starts early at 450, already quite noticeable, and 550 before she becomes really stiff and it starts to become really severe. Stall speed in the plane is no more than average with 165. Plane has good firepower with one 20mm SWAC cannon with 120 rounds, and supported by two 12.7mm Berezin UB machine guns with in the right machine gun 140 rounds and in the left machine gun 260 rounds. That is quite good firepower. Three guns that can do quite a bit of damage for you, all centrally mounted, a devastating beam, and you slowly run out of rounds for the individual guns until you are left with one machine gun. But it is good firepower. I use stealth belts in this match with a 600 meter convergence. You can also equip this plane with two 50 kilogram bombs and choices between two sets of different rockets, 6 of them for both sets. So you have a lot of options in this plane. It is in that sense also quite versatile. But a good firepower, like I said, with decent ammo loads. The acceleration in a straight line is decent to good, within a dive good. Energy retention in the horizontal is very good, and in the vertical it's good, so absolutely a decent energy fighter. The climb rate is also quite nice, so there is that. You can definitely get back to altitude. There are some planes that of course outclimb it, but with a little bit of side climbing this plane can definitely get up there. It is not the best performance, the best performer at the highest altitudes, but I would recommend getting to about 5000 meters and then fight your way down from there. The turn time in this plane is decent and good with flaps. The flaps do rip off at 340 kilometers an hour, which is already quite fast, so you got to be very careful with the flaps. You know, they can mess a moment up that you don't want to be messed up. and pull you out of your maneuver because one flap rips off at 330 or 340, you know. So you don't want to do that. Be careful with flaps, and when you're absolutely in the top end of your vertical loop, for example, that's a place where you can safely use the flaps on this plane. The roll rate in this plane is also good. Overall maneuverability is decent to good. Overheating, it does overheat at 100% if you keep her running at that, but it easily cools off when you take it off 100% to 95 or something. If you do that regularly from the start, you won't have a problem. You won't have a problem with this plane and overheating. So it's not a problem in my eyes. You just gotta pay attention. Durability is good in the plane. It can take a hit or two and can feel quite sturdy. Of course, you will also have some matches where you get a wing taken off by three hits, or you know, it happens by one pass. But it is quite a nice plane in that sense. Like I said, it is really a jack of all trades that is decent to good at many of the different roles and many of the performance stats, the firepower and all that. Yes, it's just an all-round plane that is, there's not much to not like about this plane. There's not much criticism to be leveled at this plane, let's say. For RB, it is absolutely nice, and I really enjoy flying this plane. And that goes with a lot of the Yaks. They are very stable, very decent, very reliable planes that form a stable platform for your guns and will give you a lot of fun matches. And for that reason, I will definitely recommend you to take a look at the Yak line. I have been neglecting the Yak line for a long time. I flew them out a lot in my AB days, long time ago, years ago. But I actually kind of realized the other day that especially the prop Yaks, I've been neglecting them for my RB reviews, and it was time to actually visit a few of them. So I will be visiting a few of them as we get a first place in this match, 4 air targets and 8 ground targets. But I will visit a few more in the coming weeks, maybe months, because I definitely need to update a little bit on a line that is neglected, and a line that is definitely a line you want to unlock in the Russian 3. Of course, I like the LAs a lot as well, the Lavoshkins, if I say that correctly. That's a great line as well, and I'm very divided on which line I actually like the best, the Yaks or the LAs. Probably the LAs because I flew them a lot more, but the Yaks definitely come very close and are nothing to sniff at in the Soviet line. So I would definitely recommend you to, and it goes for the MiG line as well, and they are just 3 very nice lines that have a lot to say to them, and they all have fun and interesting jets at the end of them as well, so it is difficult to say what you gotta go for first if you want to go for one line specifically. If I was going through the Soviet line again, I would do the same as I did in the first time I went through it, and that is just unlock each line at the same time. And I didn't go into another rank before I had the whole other rank finished. That's how I did it for all my nations, by the way. Go through rank 1 first, bombers, attackers, fighters, everything, and then go through the next rank. And I even went through several nations at the same time back in the day. And I still did it in AB back then, because I used to be an AB pilot then, but you can do it for RB too, and the Russians definitely have a few lines that are very forgiving in RB. 3 kills in that second match, it's very nice, solid performer. This is the 4 kill match. Let's see, rank does not matter, terror of the sky, balancer and bulletproof, 30,000 silver lines and almost 2,000 research points. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now, like I said in the review, this is a fantastic little plane that is absolutely nice in the beginning of the Soviet 3. The Yak line is a very interesting line with a lot of nice and versatile planes in them that you can equip with different kind of guns and fly them in different kind of ways because of that. There's so much to do with that line with rockets and bombs, and you can do a lot. And I neglected it. I will definitely visit a few more of the prop Yaks soon. Of course, there have been Yaks in other trees, premiums that I've reviewed, but not for the Soviets themselves, and I will strive to do more. But this is definitely a plane that is forgiving and that can give you a lot of fun in the early days as a beginner in War Thunder, so I can definitely recommend it for those. And for the veterans among us, this is a plane that is a jack of all trades, that is decent to good in all the roles, and that will give you a tool in your hand that can smoothly transition from one role to the other which can be excellent for your fun factor. And yeah, so visit it a few times and enjoy this plane and others in this line. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.